So, check this out, people. This is the new generation of scammers. Every time an old scammer goes away, you have a new scammer coming into the picture. And unfortunately, these scammers get younger and younger. It's sad because they're starting off their life in the wrong path. They're following the examples of those who they believe are making money, quick money, by selling people lies, by selling people nonsense on YouTube, all the hype about cryptocurrencies, all the hype about AMC, GME. They watch these lowlifes and these scumbags on YouTube lying to the masses, and they believe everything they hear. Not only do they believe everything they hear, but they take what these scumbags are saying as fact. And the fact is that the majority of these people on YouTube lie. They lie when they tell you they live in a fancy house. They lie when they tell you they own a fancy car. They lie when they tell you they're making all of this money. You have no idea who these people are. You don't know whether or not they're telling you the truth. And you hear what they're saying and you believe the hype. And so when these young people like Mike's Money, this young kid who just came onto the scene because he believed the bullshit that Trades was selling, that Rico was selling, that Phil For Real was selling, and now he's posting these stupid music videos because he has nothing more to talk about when it comes to AMC. Like Finance News, who disappeared months ago, and these other guys who disappeared months ago, who I mentioned, including recently Meet Kevin, who deleted his channel where he had over 1 million subscribers. And so my advice to you, Mike's Money, little man, don't start off your life scamming people. It's going to end badly for you financially, because what goes around comes around. And if no one is telling you this, I'm going to tell you this, because when I was a boy, we looked up to the grown-ups. We looked up to the older guys because the older guys lived their life, they had experience, and when they gave us advice, we knew how to take that advice. We didn't get mad. We didn't tell them to mind their business like this new generation who is made up of gays and broke kids, because this new generation doesn't know how to make money. This new generation is sensitive and everything bothers them. Everything. You can't talk to them. You can't give them advice. You can't suggest anything because they know everything. And unfortunately, this generation is the most broke generation in the history of America. Because this generation is lazy. They're always looking for a quick buck. They're always complaining at work. They always want to be equal. But equality doesn't come with feelings. It doesn't come with words. Equality comes with action. If you want to be equal to the CEO, you have to get CEO education. If you want to be equal to the engineer, you have to get engineer education. And you have to be willing to put in the time and the work that the engineer is putting in, that the janitor is putting in, that the carpenter, the plumber is putting in. And unfortunately, this generation wants the easy way out. And they want to make their money the easy way. And this is why most of these kids are on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube, trying to make that quick buck. And the fact is that that type of money comes and goes, just as Trey's Trades, who had hundreds of thousands of subscribers, if not millions, and is no longer here. Just as Phil For Real, like I said, who's posting these ridiculous music videos, because when AMC died, his channel died with it. So Mike's Money, my advice to you is this. If you want to grow your channel, don't use stock in order to do it. Don't use AMC, GME, Mullen, all this bullshit, all this hype that you are copying from these other scumbags who are no longer here, because once they ran out of things to talk about when it comes to AMC, their channel died out. Their channel died with AMC because they based their channel on one thing and one thing alone, and that is AMC to the moon. AMC is about to squeeze. Buy AMC. Where are they now? Where's Rico? Where's Finance News? Where's Meet Kevin? Millions of subscribers, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and these guys are gone. I'm still here, and I don't even have 500 subscribers. You know why I don't have 500 subscribers? Because I don't sell the bullshit. I give people what they need, not what they want. And if you give the people what they want, eventually those same people are going to turn on you when they realize that you're selling them bullshit, little man. And so my advice to you, Mike's Money, grow your channel the honest way. Stop selling the people bullshit. Eventually you, like these other scammers, are going to pump moo. Eventually you're going to sell out just like everyone else because you're looking for a quick buck. Already I can see the patterns in you that I've seen in Finance News, that I've seen in Trey's Trades, Meet Kevin, Rico, and all these other scumbags like Thomas James. I already hear it in your voice, in the things you say, in the way you say it. In your disclaimer, you're not a financial advisor, Mike's Money. We know you're not a financial advisor because you look 15. You're lucky if you're even 23 years old and you want to go on YouTube talking about, I'm not a financial advisor. We know this. You're a short-time, small-time scammer who just got here yesterday. And if you don't know you're scamming people, I'm telling you you're scamming people. And eventually, you're going to lose your channel because AMC is not going anywhere. And when AMC doesn't go anywhere, your channel is not going to go anywhere. You know why? Because you have no substance behind the things you have to say. This is why Finance News is no longer here. Trey's Trades is no longer here. Rico is no longer here. Phil For Real has had to change his content. All of these AMC pumpers have had to change their content, and since then their channels have failed because nobody wants to hear anything but bullshit. They don't want to hear anything but AMC, and AMC is not going to be here forever. The hype that you're selling the people is not going to be here forever, and it's only a matter of time before you too have to change your content, and by that time it will be too late. You too will lose your channel. You too will lose your revenue. So my advice to you, Mike's Money. You're young. Most likely you live with your mother. Most likely you work at McDonald's. Most likely you don't even have a father in your life. Those are the odds. And so I'm giving you the same advice that was given to me when I was a kid by grown-ups who knew what the fuck they were talking about. And my advice to you is this. I retired at age 43 while all my friends were selling drugs, making millions of dollars a week, driving the fanciest cars, because I grew up in the late 70s and early 80s when crack was big, cocaine was big. And all of my friends at the age of 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old were selling all of this stuff, crack, coke, and they were making hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars a week. And you know what I was doing? I was punching the clock. I was punching the clock. I was going to work every day. $4 an hour. That's what I was making at that time. $4 an hour, and here they are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a week. But today, I'm retired. I retired over 10 years ago. And today, those same drug dealers are in prison, are dead, or had to start off their life late because they started their life scamming, stealing, and selling drugs to people at a young age. So I had my head start because while they were doing dirt, I was doing the right thing. And that, in the long run, turned out to be the best move. And in the short term, for them, yes, they made their hundreds of thousands a week. They made their millions a week. They drove the fancy cars. But today, they've had to start their life over late. And they're not going to retire at 60. They're not going to retire at 70. They have to work 3 times, 4 times, 5 times as hard as I had to, because I started young doing the right thing. And so while I'm retired living in Asia, and I can travel to the Philippines, Thailand, anywhere I want, Vietnam, live anywhere I want, because I retired over 10 years ago, because I put into the system and I did the right thing. They're hustling. They're struggling. They can't pay their bills. They can't pay their rent, because that lifestyle can only take you so far for so long. And it's no different than what you are doing today on YouTube. Going on YouTube and selling people lies and bullshit about AMC because you want a quick buck, because you want to be the next Trades, the next Rico, the next Finance News, the next Meet Kevin. All of these people who had millions of subscribers are no longer here. They're not here. Most of them were sued. They've had to leave YouTube. Their channels were deleted because they sold people nonsense. My advice to you, Mike's Money, little man, you're young. Do not take this road. Do the right thing. Make your channel count for something, so that your generation can do the same thing that I did, that my generation did for me when the grown-ups gave me advice and I took that advice. Rather than you selling some bullshit about AMC and scamming people, because there's a sucker born every minute. And every day one scammer leaves, another scammer comes into the picture. And that's you. You're a scammer. At your age, you should be ashamed. If you have a father, your father should be embarrassed for you. Your mother should be embarrassed for you. I am embarrassed for you. And so I am here now telling you, giving you advice. Make your channel count for something, Mike's Money. Make your channel mean something for your generation, so that, like me, You can retire at a young age. Like me, you can do the right thing and have good things come back to you in return because you didn't scam people, you didn't cheat people, you didn't hurt people, you didn't cause people to get into a play that you know damn well ain't going nowhere. You just got here yesterday on your YouTube channel selling this bullshit about AMC. Every time one of these bullshit scammers, these lowlifes leaves, a new one comes in. And now you're the next generation of AMC lowlifes and AMC scammers. Shorty, I'm telling you, don't do it. Make your channel count for something. Make your channel mean something for those that watch you. The reason why these other channels were not successful, even though it seemed like they were, is because they only had one thing and one thing only. They were selling the same bullshit every day. It's only a matter of time before people get tired of listening to you pump AMC. It's only a matter of time before people get tired of you pumping GME, Mullen, and whatever other bullshit stocks are out there. No real investor goes onto YouTube to get financial advice or stock advice. Your disclaimer, Mike's Money, is not going to save you the same way it didn't save me, Kevin. It's not going to save you. My advice to you, little man, is do the right thing. Make your channel count for something. If not, it is going to come back to you and bite you in the ass. There is a better way to do it. There is a better way to make it on YouTube, and you don't have to sell out to do it. You don't have to sell out to do it. Because if you're a sellout, that's what you are, a sellout, a lowlife, a scumbag, and you have no substance. In the end, you're going to go down just like Trace Trades. You're going to go down just like all of these other liars and scammers have gone down and will go down. And long after they're gone, I will still be here with my less than 500 subscribers, because I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. And nobody wants to hear the truth. Everybody wants to hear the bullshit. And eventually, the bullshit you feed the people is going to be the same bullshit that's going to take from you the same way you took from your listeners. Mike's Money. Take my advice, shorty. Do the right thing. Make your channel worth something for your generation, the next generation of hopefully wealthy and rich grown-ups who will come from you, rather than people who lose their money because of you. Take my advice, little man. You people these days, this generation, refuses to hear, refuse to listen. I don't drive fancy cars. I don't live in a fancy home. I choose and chose to live the way I live so that when I retire, I could retire debt free. I don't have to work till 70 to pay off my mortgage. I don't have to work till I'm 60 to pay off my car, because I never financed. Actually, I did, but I learned not to. I learned that if I needed something, if I don't have the money to buy it, I don't have the money to buy it. That means I don't need it. I can take the bus, because in the end, later on, I'm going to have enough to buy the car. Cash. I'm going to have enough to travel the world, to travel the country, to go anywhere I want, to live anywhere I want, because I put into the system while everyone else was doing the wrong thing, I was punching the clock. In the end, what's going to matter is what you do with your life, what you do for those around you, because what goes around comes around, little man. And if you don't know, I'm telling you this. Take my advice. This generation refuses to listen. This is why this generation is broke. This is why this generation can't afford a mortgage. This is why this generation can't afford a car. This is why this generation has to live with their mother. This is why this generation has to cheat, has to scam, has to steal. Because they don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the hard work. They want it the easy way. The easy way, just as fast as you make it, that's as fast as you will lose it. And when you think you got it, you're going to turn around and find out you no longer have it. It's gone that fast. Invest in your future today. Invest in your future today so that tomorrow you can kick back at a very young age and relax. Don't invest in scams. Don't invest in bullshit. Nobody needs to hear your disclaimer. Only people who cheat, lie, and steal have a disclaimer. Only people who have nothing but bullshit to say have to back their lies up with a disclaimer. Watch my videos. I don't have a disclaimer. I don't need a disclaimer because what I'm telling you are facts. Not my opinion, but facts. And if I give you my opinion, it's based on my experience and how I've lived my life and how my life has turned out. I don't need a disclaimer to protect myself because when you're telling the truth, you don't need no bullshit. You don't need no small print. You don't need someone to sign on the dotted line saying that you cannot hold me liable for the things I'm saying. And that is the problem with you, Mike's Money, is that you've taken what you've seen on YouTube by other scammers, and rather than following those who are giving you fair, honest, and good advice, you are taking the advice, you're following the path of the liars, the cheaters, and the scammers, because they're the ones who are making the quick buck, and you want to be just like them. Just like when I was growing up, the majority of kids wanted to be like these drug dealers because they drove the fancy cars. They wore the fancy clothes. I didn't have the fancy clothes, but within 3 years of me clocking in every day, I had better clothes than my friends who were selling the drugs, making the hundreds of thousands of dollars. I wore $70 jeans, $120 shoes, $20 t-shirts, custom-made shirts for myself because I put my time into work. I became successful legally the right way, and God does for those who do the right thing. The universe is going to do for you what you put into the universe. Because what goes around comes around. And today, at a very young age, I'm living in Southeast Asia, kicking back, enjoying my life. I don't have to work because I never scammed anybody. I never cheated anybody. I don't pump moo-moo. I don't pump bullshit stocks. If I talk about AMC, I'm impartial. I tell the truth about AMC. I don't convince or try to tell people to buy into some bullshit because everyone else is doing it, and that is the fast way to grow my channel. Fuck YouTube, fuck AMC, fuck all of these scammers who have come onto YouTube and lied to the masses. Mike's Money, little man, don't be like them. If you want to be successful in life, if you want to have good things come to you in the future for you, your future wife, your future children, don't sell the bullshit. Be honest. Be fair. Make your channel worth something and be worth something for those who are watching. My advice to you, shorty, I suggest you take it. I know that this generation refuses to listen. When I was a boy, I looked up to those who were older than me. Men knew how to be men. They walked like men. They behaved like men. They acted like men. They had a certain swag about them that I wanted, that every kid wanted to be like, because men were men. And when a man gave a young boy advice, that young boy took it, and he was proud that that man took the time to talk to him. It made him feel good. It made him feel like he mattered, like he meant something, like he was worth something. And so I'm telling you, little man, you are worth something. Don't be like these bullshit scammers, these lowlifes on YouTube. Don't be the next Thomas James. Don't be the next Trace Trades. Don't be the next Phil For Real, the next Tony DeNaro, the next Boss Blunts, the next Meet Kevin. These guys are scumbags. They are lowlifes. It doesn't matter what their channel says as far as subscribers. What matters is what they say. They have no substance. They have lied to people. They have cheated people. And people have lost their life savings because of them. And in the end, it will come back to them. I'm telling you from experience. I'm telling you because I know what I'm talking about. My life is good. I don't need YouTube to make it better. YouTube can pay me and I will gladly take their money. And if they don't, I could care less. I could care less whether I gain another 500 subscribers or 2 subscribers. In the end, I will continue to say the truth about AMC, GME, life itself, and I don't need a disclaimer to do it because I'm not a scumbag. I'm not a lowlife. I'm not cheating nobody. I'm not lying to anyone. I don't need anyone to sign on the dotted line because I need to back myself up so that I am not sued for the things I say. Get your channel right, little man, if you want to be successful in life. If not, you're going to be the next Meet Kevin.